In a world shaped by kings and kingdoms, there arose a woman whose name would echo through history, not for conquest, but for wisdom. This is the story of the Queen of Sheba, a ruler of great wealth, sharp intellect, and a heart that longed for truth. Far beyond rolling deserts and golden sands lay her kingdom, prosperous and powerful. The sun rose daily over caravans and marketplaces, over palm trees and ancient walls, as her land flourished under her careful rule. From her magnificent throne room, adorned with gold and rich colors, the queen governed with fairness and insight, surrounded by loyal advisors who admired her brilliance. One day, travelers arrived from distant lands, bearing stories that stirred curiosity throughout her court. They spoke of King Solomon of Israel, a ruler whose wisdom surpassed all others, wisdom said to come directly from God. They told of judgments so fair they silenced disputes, of answers so deep they unraveled the hardest questions of the heart. The queen listened carefully. Her eyes reflected both confidence and wonder. Though she possessed great knowledge herself, her spirit was stirred. Could any king truly be so wise? Could divine wisdom truly rest upon a man? That night, beneath a sky filled with countless stars, the queen stood alone on her palace balcony. The desert wind carried her thoughts far beyond her kingdom. Gold and power had never satisfied her soul, but wisdom, true wisdom, called to her heart. And so, with firm resolve, she made a decision that would change her life forever. At dawn, the palace burst into motion. Servants gathered treasures beyond counting, gold refined to brilliance, precious stones, and spices so rare their fragrance filled the air. Camels were loaded, guards assembled, and a royal caravan prepared for a journey across vast deserts and unknown lands. As the queen took her place at the front of the procession, the gates opened wide. With purpose and expectation, the caravan moved forward, disappearing into the endless sands. Days passed beneath the blazing sun. Nights followed under quiet, star-filled skies. Around glowing campfires, the travelers rested, while the queen reflected deeply. This was more than a royal visit. It was a search for truth. At last, from a distant hilltop, Jerusalem appeared, radiant in the morning light. White stone walls gleamed, and the great city stood as a testimony to order, faith, and divine favor. As the caravan approached the gates, anticipation filled the air. Inside the city, citizens paused in amazement. Never had such a procession been seen. Foreign camels, exotic treasures, and at its center, a queen of unmatched grace and authority. Soon she arrived at Solomon's palace, a structure of beauty and balance, built with wisdom as much as stone. Within the great hall, sunlight streamed through towering pillars, illuminating a throne unlike any other. There sat King Solomon, calm, composed, and dignified. His eyes carried peace. His presence radiated understanding. When the queen entered, adorned in royal splendor, the room seemed to still. Two great rulers now stood face to face. They greeted one another not as rivals, but as equals. The queen began to speak. She presented her hardest questions, riddles layered with meaning, challenges meant to test the depth of Solomon's understanding. One by one, Solomon listened patiently. Then, with gentle confidence, he answered every question, clearly, wisely, and without hesitation. As his words flowed, something within the queen began to shift. Her confidence gave way to astonishment. What she had heard before did not compare to what she now witnessed. This was not merely intelligence, this was wisdom rooted in God. She observed everything: the order of Solomon's servants, the harmony of his officials, the richness of the banquet, the excellence of his governance. She walked through the temple built for the Lord, where divine light filled the sacred space, and there, standing in awe, her breath caught. Overwhelmed, the queen placed her heart upon her hand. The truth could no longer be denied. With humility, she spoke openly to Solomon. She confessed that the reports she had heard were true and even incomplete. His wisdom and prosperity far exceeded all expectations. Then, lifting her eyes toward heaven, she praised the Lord, acknowledging that it was God who had given Solomon such wisdom. In gratitude and reverence, she presented her treasures, gold beyond measure, spices without equal, gifts worthy of a great king. Solomon, in return, gave generously, sharing wisdom, riches, and honor in abundance. When the time came to depart, the queen looked back upon Jerusalem with deep respect. She had come seeking answers, and she was leaving transformed. As her caravan journeyed home beneath a glowing sunset, the desert no longer felt empty. Her heart was full. She had encountered wisdom greater than wealth, and truth greater than power. Back in her kingdom, peace rested upon her palace once more, and her story remained a testimony for generations to come. For true wisdom does not come from gold or crowns, but from God Himself.